Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNT. But before we jump on in, for all those QNT holders out there, maybe you guys were watching the content, maybe you guys didn't even notice, but if you guys are not subscribed, which over 50% of you are not, which is crazy to me, definitely consider subscribing by the end of this video to never miss a future QNT update, as I'm constantly researching, constantly looking around and trying to find new things to keep you guys updated and in the loop of everything happening around these projects. So definitely consider subscribing by the end of this video if you guys haven't already. And also, if you are a QNT holder, definitely smash that like button and also comment down below what you guys think the true value of one QNT actually is. So with all that in mind, let's actually look at a few things. So, one, just to give you guys a quick insight, because I know that I'm going to get a comment down in the comments, talking about it. No, the max supply of QNT is not 45.5 million. This is before the burn initially happened. It actually doesn't give us the full live view of what actually happened back in that time frame, but basically the team burned a substantial amount down to the 14.6 million, which you guys are probably all aware of. If you guys haven't been aware of it, I definitely think that you should look more into it. But nonetheless, what I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about is the holders tab. 110,000 holders. This is crazy because recently we just hit 100,000. Going all the way back to December 27th, actually, we were at 108,000. We added 2,000 more in such a short amount of time. We are seeing holders stacking and piling up massively. I've been checking out the holders tab, by the way, which, by the way, this is the burn address. This is the 9.6 million, I believe so. Unless it's just not showing this, I think that this might just actually just be the QNT token contract. I haven't really looked into what wallet is holding that burned amount, or if there even is a wallet holding that burned amount. But I do know that there was a substantial amount burned down to like the 14.6 million area. But nonetheless, when we look at things happening around the overall whales accumulating QNT, we start to see a big shift recently around the whales that have held a massive amount of QNT. What is that, you might ask? Well, let's go over here to Nagato. So, Crypto Nagato posted this over on Twitter, and this is 187 QNT transactions exceeding $100,000 in value were executed today, the largest spike in whale transaction for Quant Network since September of 2021. Are whales accumulating? That's the big question, right? Price is sitting at right now, at the time that I'm recording this, at $119, almost $120, and we are seeing that massive amount of value being transacted. This is huge. This is a huge amount. This is bigger than the amounts that we've seen during the all-time, well, not the all-time high, but the high back in October. This is massive. Now, what's going on here? We have no idea. This is just whale transactions. So, they're just transacting, maybe sending it to an exchange to sell. We don't know. But all we know is that we are seeing some major value being transacted, which is great to see. Either way, I mean, it doesn't matter really where the price goes, in my opinion. I just think that it's great that we have this much value moving with Quant. And also, talking about things happening behind the scenes with QNT and Quant. So we do see up here, personally, I'm going to stick with QNT versus AI picks, only because I still think Quant has the biggest TAM, total addressable market, of any asset, and the most important role to play in this new Web3 world. And this is from QNT Mom, and we actually do see from Sun and L11 saying QNT connect any major AI network, centralized and decentralized, private and public, with each other. It can also integrate decentralized AI networks and use cases with money, trade networks, automobiles, and even any sector. There's nothing bigger than QNT TAM. And we do see down here, we have been in discussions with AI Nexus since late last year to create a decentralized AI capability using Overledger. To us, AI is another map or middleware. So this is actually a big game changer because we know AI is becoming a big thing. And we actually do see down here, like AI is pretty awesome though. Chat GPT is the first time we could feel AI ourselves at mass scale. Looking to add 1 or 2 AI coins this or next year, especially after 2026. It's going to grow faster according to these studies. And yes, by the way, for those out there that don't look into AI coins, I highly suggest you take GRT, the graph, for a look. It's actually one of my favorite tokens because it's so overlooked. A lot of people just think that the tokenomics suck and it's never going to go anywhere, but in my opinion, I do believe that it is very, very special. Now, over here, we do see from Navaquampi, 2023 is going to be huge. And this is the fundamental payment system projects in 2023. Now, I did include this in a recent XRP video. We are seeing a fundamental shift happening around the entire financial monetary system. To me personally, a lot of people are kind of confused on what's happening with everything with cross-border payments, the monetary system, this, that, like even we do see over here, like I like QNT, but I'm not sure about the overledger being used here. Let me break this down for you real quick. So a lot of people kind of question on how things will fundamentally work once we see the fourth industrial revolution. And if you guys don't know what the fourth industrial revolution is, I highly suggest you look it up and do your research. But when we start to see DLT be at the core process of these payment networks, and you might be wondering, Nick, how do you even know that that's going to happen? Very simple. Efficiency versus inefficiencies. SWIFT, which is labeled on this chart, is a direct connection to 11,000 plus financial institutions. In my opinion, SWIFT needs to innovate further beyond SWIFT GPI. They need to innovate beyond what they've already achieved because at the end of the day, the DLT processing and the DLT mechanisms behind cross-border payments and payments in general is far too inefficient is far too efficient to ignore. The systems that we utilize today are very inefficient. They're plagued with a lot of problems. Yes, they're trying to create new ones and things like that. But when we really kind of look at the overall fundamental game changer behind what we see with like the central banks, is we're starting to see a major push for digital assets, digital identity wallets, CBDCs, all of that will fundamentally work on DLT technology in a private ledger basis. Now, again, going back to what Sun and El said over here, it's decentralized, private, and also public networks. It does not matter if they're centralized, decentralized, private, or even public. They will all be able to interconnect between the legacy system and, again, like the crypto-driven payment systems and mechanisms. And when we look at this, right, where does Overledger come into play? Well, it's very simple, right? If we're going to see digital euros, the digital dollar, the digital pound, all this kind of stuff, well, then guess what you need? You need that interoperability bridge between everything. You go to the store, you need that interoperability bridge. You transact online, you need that interoperability bridge. That interoperability bridge Overledger is fundamental and crucial to the adoption of DLT and payments. And again, if we're focused on CBDCs and we're focused on DLT being a crucial part for the CBDCs, then you could see where Overledger comes into place. Now, with that, right, we focus on this as well. So this is from Crypto's Quampi. We do see Q&T checks all the boxes when it comes to a good project. You might be thinking this all sounds way too good to be true. I'm going to get there in a second. We do see amazing team and CEO, hiring during the bear market, real-world solution to interoperability, real-world partnerships with top-tier companies, enterprise-focused, and insane tokenomics. People really underestimate Q&T. And I highly suggest this as well. Like, when we look at what's happening around, like, Q&T as a token, for an example, right? Look at how big some of the big tokens are compared to Q&T. Like, we're at 110,000 holders. Is that great? 100%. It's incredible, right? But let's go over here to the top ERC20 tokens. Let's go to, let me just grab one. Let's go to Matic, right? Matic's a good one. Matic is one that has been fully adopted. And this thing's at 577,000 holders, right? Go to the holders. We'll go to descending. So check out some of these projects that there is massive amounts of holders of. Shiba Inu, 1.3 million holders. Chainlink, 719,000 holders. And these are just some of like the big ERC20 tokens. Like this is not even talking about like, Bitcoin holders, Ethereum holders, because when we look into that, then it is a lot different of a story. So we have a long way to go with Q&T. Now again, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about the too good to be true. It's actually all true. Shout out to Just a Tech Guy. And he's quoting IMF. So we do see IMF, as more countries adopt new forms of digital money, the IMF has designed its policy advice to help countries and create a more stable international monetary system. A new monetary system is rising. It's rising right now. We actually do see down here, multi-ledger tokens allow for changes of ownership between different enterprises, meaning that transactions are recorded and stored throughout their entire life cycle. For example, Quant's MLT technology, is leveraged by the International Monetary Fund. Didn't know that, did you? For use with CBDCs that are sent to and from and operate on many distinct blockchain and legacy-based platforms. Multi-ledger tokens have the potential to be utilized for numerous blockchain and financial uses, which will continue to expand as the utility of the technology grows and new business models emerge. Quant has the capability to facilitate the sending and receiving of funds between the Overledger network and various Quant crypto platforms and products. The network even supports the integration of cryptocurrency payment services through its cross-chain Overledger platform, allowing customers to buy goods and services with crypto. Massive game changer. You need to understand what is happening behind the scenes. I've talked to you guys many times about the IMF. The IMF is getting ready. Every single one of these giant elite names around the monetary system are getting ready. We've talked about the World Economic Forum. We've talked about the big central banks. We've talked about the IMF. We've talked about the BIS. They're all preparing for the full digitized move. And it's only a matter of time before we see global mass adoption. This is coming. Things are moving fast. Things are happening very, very fast. If you blink, you might miss it. But now is the time to make sure that you understand what you hold, you understand what is happening, and you are paying attention to everything that is going on behind the scenes with some of the largest names out there. I am so beyond bullish on Q&T. Long term. Short term, yes, I'm still looking for lower price action because I believe that we will see it. But right now, I cannot tell you guys just how bullish I am. I'm so excited for the future. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because I'm on free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.